webinar. But because we did it in another, we did an in-person conference last weekend, and they were asking for more of this. So that's why we thought, you know what, we want to bring this to from a Christian school background. So that's why we're kind of having it today again. And it was really last minute. It was literally, I think 4 or 5 days ago, we said, okay, let's do this webinar. It'll be good for us, for our current audience as well. So I'm glad you guys can come in a short notice. So thank you for that. And you know what, if we have the chat open, I would love to hear from you where, which state you're calling in from and where you're coming in. If you can share that, that'll be great. And because we love to get to hear and connect with like-minded people who are also out there, you know, talking about, you know, valuing Christian education. So thank you again for coming. So I'm Jen from Digital Consultants, and my colleague Julia is here as well with me. Julia will be assisting me. Thank you, Lori, for putting in your where you're calling in from, and text is nice. I think we had another one too, Julia, right? I forgot. Maybe you can call out where people are calling in from. For me, I'm not watching that. Awesome. Canada. Well, that's where we're from here. Minnesota. Oh, nice. Okay. Georgia. Awesome. Keep them coming. So yeah, guys, you know, we are excited about Christian education. Just a quick intro to Digital Consultants, which is also marketing, Christian school marketing team, where we know the value of the online marketing has made a difference on many people. And I know lots of private schools, even universities, are tapping into this area. And we're like, you know what, we want to help Christian schools because we value Christian schools. I have my kids in Christian schools all the way. One of mine is in high school, the other ones are in elementary, because we see the transformation that's happening and the mind shift that's happening. But you know what, it's almost like a hidden treasure. That's what every time I talk to the principals is that you guys are hidden treasure, and you have to really go out there and search for it in order to find you. So we don't want that to be the case. Your community should know that there's a light, and beautiful Christian school that your kids will be transformed. So we want to kind of talk in how do we get that message across. So that's what we exist. We are passionate about telling the story of Christian schools, because when we tell your story, we believe we're talking about God. And you know what? We love both. We love God and we love people and we love Christian education. So we're just pretty much doing what we're passionate about. So as I go in through these webinars, please ask any questions you want on the chat, and Julia and I will take it out. I know if you feel uncomfortable unmuting and asking conversations, what I will do is maybe we'll break it up into 2 sessions, into 2 groups, Julia, then you can take 1 group and I can take 1 group, and we can kind of have a more intimate conversation. But yeah, so I think we can get started on the presentation just to make sure that I respect all of your time. I don't want to take more than what you guys came for. So I know some of you is your lunch hour, some of it's early morning, and it's a weekend coming in. So thank you again for coming, and let's get started on our presentation. Give me about 30 seconds. Maybe Julia, you can kind of introduce yourself and kind of small things, quick things what you're doing while I'm setting up the presentation.
Yeah. So I'm Julia here at Digital Consultant / Christian School Marketing. I do a lot of the social media, so I help people with a lot of curating posts, doing TikTok, getting that all set up, reels, video content, trend watch for everyone. So if you ever signed up and you need help in that area, you'd probably get to know me a lot better. But yeah, that's what I do here. So it's nice to meet you all.
Thank you, Julia. Okay, I'm going to present and let me know if you guys can see. Just if you have a thumbs up, that'll be great. Can you guys see?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, perfect. Awesome. So bulletproof marketing for Christian school. What is that? Let's find that out, because we want a marketing, you know, everybody can create marketing plan, but do we have a marketing plan that's going to work? And who are we marketing to? And those are the topics that we're going to talk about today. So the first topic we're going to talk about, first 3 topics today is that, you know, 3 easy way to steps to follow when you're doing marketing. And one of the concept, this came from Marketing Made Simple. I don't know if you guys know. If you know, please put your hand up. Have you guys heard of Storybrand? Have you heard of Don Miller? If you heard of Storybrand, you probably heard of Don Miller as well. I am actually a Storybrand guide certified through Don Miller's program. And what we do is we go and speak about what is important when you're telling a story. You know, a lot of people might know when we are saying, hey, if you watched movie, I'm going to date myself right now, Matrix. How many of you know Matrix? You know, there's emoji on your Zoom details in your Zoom at the bottom. Put your hands up if you know, if you have watched Matrix or you know or heard of Matrix, right? See, yeah, I see some hands clapping. Yes, exactly, right? And yeah, a few of you guys know exactly. There you go, perfect. So Matrix is a pretty old movie, okay? But you probably didn't watch it last week. You might have even watched it this year. Maybe my husband, he has watched it this year, but because he loves Matrix. But that movie, you remember the character, you remember how you felt, you remember, understand the core value of it. That's what Storybrand is that Hollywood has done a really good job drawing people into a conversation, drawing people into a discussion. And that's what we want to do when we're creating online messaging. When we're messaging people, we want to make sure that, you know, we bring them into a story and clarify our message. And then one-liner, we're going to talk about what a one-liner is, and every one of you guys should have a one-liner. We would love to connect with you, even just help you create your one-liner if you don't, because you will see it night and day clear, and you will even help your staffs to figure out, hey, what is our one-liner, right? And then create a story branded website, and what does entail on that. So we're going to talk about that as well. Perfect. So storytelling invites people to listen. So how does story invites people into listening? This is the framework that we have put together, and this is what you will see also in any Hollywood movie. That why, no matter what it is, when you tell a story, you got the engagement, even from a 5-year-old all the way to a 100-year-old person. You have their attention if you're telling their story. But these are the key things you need in a story. You need a character. You have to talk about a problem. You need a guide. So you need a guide, a person who's guiding you through the situation, and a plan. Gives you a plan and said, okay, I have a problem. How am I going to get to the solution of the problem? And a clear call to action, as in, okay, what does the hero have to do in order to get this, to address the problem? Then at the end, what does it feel like? What does the success look like when that problem is solved? So that's the key components of a storytelling. Okay, I'm going through this fast because of mindful of time, but please make notes. And if you have any questions, let us know. When your marketing is not clear, this is when story branding is not incorporated. What is at stake? What happens? People lack interest on your website. They're gone. They're like, oh my goodness, there's so much context. I have no clue what they're talking about. I really need to understand how can the school help me? Christians, most of the time people say, we were a Christian school, which is great, but how is your Christian school set you apart from the Catholic school or the public school or the Christian school ABCD? Why is you set apart? Because every one of us have unique talents and features that we will be able to address to certain kids that others might not. So is that clear? Or is it interesting? Is anybody clicking when you're sending emails about what your school is and what your next event is? Is anybody clicking on those emails? Your campaigns, if you're running campaigns on social media, on Google Ads, and on even just you're running a campaign through a target audience through a funnel, is it going up and then nobody's taking actions? Why is that? Are you struggling to stand out in the market because digital marketing is always changing? That could be very frustrating as well. I know that because that's one thing I hear. I go, Jen, I got this down packed. I know how now Facebook works. I know how Instagram works, but now nobody comes on Facebook because now Facebook is almost legacy system, right? And so how do we create content that stands out no matter what the channel is, instead of looking at what each channel, specializing each channel? So let's start with creating a one-liner, and how does that communicate your value? Okay. So one-liner, you might wonder, Jen, what's a one-liner? This is what a one-liner is. It's not like a tagline, but a short descriptive paragraph, 2 or 3 sentences, like an elevator pitch for your business, for your school, for your organization. So you might say, okay, Think of it somebody you met in an elevator, and then they're like, hey, what is your school about? What are some of the benefits of going to faith-based Christian school versus I'm sending my kid to a Catholic school? And can you say that within 2 to 3 sentences, or is it going to take you about 5 to 10 minutes to explain the value of your school? And how do we create that? So this is what the structure we use to create a one-liner. And trust me, if you even just put this structure in, you will see great results in your in engaging people, even in your email campaigns, to your social medias and conversations. Even when you're having let's just say having a big Christmas event, go, hey, you know what? Even if you just read your one-liner, you will draw people's attention, and you will be able to see right away if people are able to communicate what sets you apart. It's just like, when you look at Nike, what do you think? You think of the check marks, you think of running, you think of sports. When you think of the big yellow arc, you think of McDonald's, fast food. So what does people think of you guys in your school when they think of your value? So let me read that out. A simple, clear, memorable way to tell your potential parents what you do, more importantly, how you do it, how what you do benefits them. So this is critical. So most of the time what we spend time is talking about, oh, you know what, we have sports, we have this, we have that, we have a girls program, or, we have a dedicated Bible study, which is great, but it doesn't tie the knot of solving their problem. You need to make sure the main problem or the pain point of your target audience is clear. Are you concerned about the spiritual growth of your child? Are you concerned about your child now being in a safe environment? Are you concerned about not knowing, what kind of mentors are in front of them when they're at school? Because at school, they're almost 80% of their time during Monday to Friday. So you need to emphasize what the problem is. Then you need to talk about the solution. Talk about your solution to their problem. So how does your solution benefit them? So for instance, we hire teachers who love to see your child grow in their spiritual growth. Are you concerned about your child's spiritual growth? Are you concerned about your child being exposed to idea with agendas? Are you concerned about your child not having a great exposure to biblical values? Here's how we solve that problem, XYZ. And the reward, don't forget the reward in these quick 2 to 3 sentences. The result they will experience when students come to the school. What will their life look like? Do you see them more joyful? Do you see them living a fruitful life? Do you see them manifesting the fruit of the Spirit? Do you see them living a godly lifestyle? And those are the things that you want to see, the transformation. You want to show that in your tagline. So you might like, hey, Jen, is that even possible? It is possible. We can help you with that. But let me show you a couple of examples of how we created for a few other ones. We didn't do it for a school, but we did do it for a few other businesses. So here's 2 examples that I can quickly tell you. With so many products on the shelf, it can be difficult to have yours stand out from the rest. With a perfect label from Team Printing, your product will make a lasting expression that customers will notice. So here's the problem. Here's the benefits or the value solutions, how you will come into the solution. Pet owners are concerned about what their pets are really eating. So we are the source. We source our food from trusted local vendors, which ensures your pet stays happy and healthy. So the problem is that you don't know what to give your child. You might be a new dog owner, new cat owner, new pet owner, but you want to make sure you don't have the time to research and say what kind of good food is good for my child. Those people are the client saying, I will do the research for you. So the end result, what will look like, you will have a happy and a healthy child, a healthy pet. Okay, so now when we go into this, that's your first part of your story brand, right? Then the second part is that you want visitors are the heroes and not the brand or for organization. What do I mean by that? When we go into your website, most 99% of the time, I'm so sorry to tell you this, people don't want to hear about why you're the best thing in the market or in the community. They want to feel like the hero. They want to feel like they're solving a problem and they found the right thing. So you want to be the guide instead of the hero. So how do you do that? So you twist not twist might not be the right word, but you change your content creation to show about, hey, you know what? We have the solution for you, but you get to execute the solution, and you become the hero. So create content and design based on what the visitors want. Talk about their problems and talk about their solutions. Identify the visitor's problem, communicate their problem clearly to invite them into a discussion. Are you a parent who's concerned about your child well-being? Are you concerned about that your child doesn't have good like-minded friends or godly kind of people? Are you concerned about your child being exposed to unwanted worldly things that it's going to navigate them into the wrong path? Hey, here is a place that we will create a safe environment for child to create good godly friends that they'll keep them for lifetime. Right? Just an example of some of the things that the parents are going through in their mind when they're coming and looking at the schools. Guide the visitors to a solution. So guide them to your solution. I know you might be like, oh, why do I need to do it? It's so obvious. It's not obvious. It's actually proven that because nowadays people don't read website, they scan website, they're looking for you to tell them the solution. So focus on how you solve the hero's problem, which is the parent's problem. Show empathy and authority. So what do I mean by that? So show them that you actually genuinely care. And I know you all there do genuinely care for each of those students in your school. So the parents just need to know that, you know what, do they care for my child as much as I do? You might not care as much as the parents do, but you do care the well-being of the next generation rising up for God into the kingdom of God and knowing God and being established in the things of God. So you just show that genuosity, be authentic on that and say, hey, you know what? We know the struggle right now, what the kids are going through in the public sector. We know what the kids are exposed to through media and things that they should not be going through. But you know what? We are here to partner with the parents to raise up the next generation to be able to face these challenges with fully equipped to know how to respond to these kind of challenges. So that's what, this guiding them through the solution, at the same time, giving them the authority that, you know what, we know what we're doing. We don't just came around yesterday. We have helped X number of kids, and our kids are choosing right things versus wrong things. And then the last part I would say, or second last part, I think there's no more slide, is provide a plan for success or answer to the problem. So what I mean by plan is that show them that, you know what, enrollment or coming onto the school is simple. I know that, one of the things that teachers or onboarding staff love doing is, Jen, we have about 20 steps that they need to go through, which is great. But remember, they're on the top of the funnel. They're not ready for the 20 steps. They may be ready for 2 or 3 steps. So let them know that, you know what, book a tour, and then, you know what, we will guide you through the school and see your child grow. And you might be like, oh, it's not simple as that. Right now, that's all they need to see, but you can walk them through the whole onboarding process. But you don't need to put on your website, especially in the homepage I'm talking about, the detailed plan of how they need to onboard. Walk them through that, because they get anxious when they see so many steps. But some of the challenges I have, some of them don't even have any steps. So we don't want that. Okay. Invite and be confident. Oh yes, call to action. So one of the big things that are missing in today's website in schools is that call to action. Make it clear what you want visitors to do and repeat it throughout the website, not just in one spot on the top right. I'm going to give you a quick tip. Stats or research have shown if you put a call to action like a button on the top right corner, people take immediate steps with 20% more than if you don't have any call to action on the top right corner. So make sure you put at least a call to action, book a tour, you know what, contact the school admin, whatever you want the immediate step them to take, make it clear and talk to them boldly, and they will they will take that action once you got them into that story. Tell your visitors that what's at stake if they don't do business with you or come into your school. So if they don't come to your school, what are they going to lose? Again, you don't want to emphasize so much of the negative. So I know that's one of the feedback I hear a lot. That is correct, but you also want to let them know and remind them that if they don't do what if they fail to do this, they won't be able to be the hero of the story. They won't be able to help their child grow or prepare them for success. right? There's a reason why there's lots of children or students are falling from the faith when they go into colleges. And, I'm sure most of you guys know that about already, that there's a high rate of students who fall from the faith when they go into college, when they're exposed to all kinds of freedom that they didn't have. Why is that? Because they weren't prepared or equipped properly. And here's where we come into the play. And you want to make that clear to the parents on that. The last step is that you want to paint a picture of what does it look like. Show what life and business will look like by connecting with you. What does the parents going to be feeling? What is the parents going to experience? They're going to bring, kids are going to feel happy. They're going to feel safe. Kids are going to enjoy coming to school. One of the big things that I hear about Christian school is that kids love going to school. Kids enjoy having coming into school and being able to be part of it. They feel like they're challenged at the same time. They feel that they are somebody big and they're unique and they're special and they're loved. And those are the things that you want to kind of call it out and say, this is what their life at your school will look like. Now, after you identify what the visitor's problem is, guide them through the solution. This is just a quick summary, and talk about the benefits and value of your business or your school. Talk about the value. Don't talk about what functions you have, what are the features you have. Talk about your benefits and the value. Benefits and value is different from your features and functions. Just because benefits and values have shown to get people's attention, has shown people to be able to see how your school is going to really help them. Clearly show the parents the plan and the success and the answer for the problem. Okay. We do have a Storybrand case study that we did, and we kind of laid it out, each of these components. You might be like, oh my goodness, Jen, this is a lot of components. So we get it. So we actually laid it out in a PDF for you guys, so that how we have walked through a couple of our clients through a Storybrand case, how you can also kind of copy that. And, just for coming today and saying thank you to you guys, we want to give that to you for free. So Julia is putting that in the chat, so you can copy and paste that into a URL, and you can download that Storybrand case study, and then you can use that as a template to kind of mock up your school website as well. Now, my last thing before I show one example of a story, actually I have a couple of examples of Storybrand ads that I want to show you that really tailors to the problem and solution. I want to talk about our upcoming webinar. Our last webinar for this year is going to be November 23rd, and we are going to talk about the trends and strategies for 2023. One of the questions that I've been getting is, Jen, what can we expect for 2023? How can we set ourselves straight, a road for success, and have a real plan, with all the things that are happening in the market, and with the fear of inflation and all of that? How can we be on top of the conversation with the parents and be able to set ourselves apart straight? So we're having a marketing strategy, marketing trending. What are the social media trends that are coming up? What are some of the digital strategies that people are going to be really using for 2023? We're bringing that out for you guys. This is our last webinar for November 23rd at 12 p.m. So register for that. That's also on the chat. So if you have any, if any have any concern, just reach out to Julie and she'll be able to help you with that. Okay. So that's our presentation for today, but I want to just give you the last one more video. I'll have a video that I want to share with you, and the video will kind of talk about all of the things that we have talked about. And I want to kind of walk you through the video, and I want us to talk about this video. So after we've done the first video, I'll pause it, and then what we will do is we will discuss it. Okay. Let me share this. Give me 2 seconds. Okay.
Walks up to
Can you guys hear? Can you guys, did you hear that, Julia, or no?
Yes.
You heard it? Okay, perfect. Just started.
Walks up to you and says,
"We need a video.
And he adds,
Don't screw it up, Johnson."
that's when you realize you've never made a video before. And your name's not Johnson. Anyway, you start asking around and find out your friend's cousin Bob does video production on the side. Then you meet cousin Bob. Yeah. So you go online and search for video production companies and get a whole bunch of places that look and sound the same. They all talk about telling your story and brag about how many cups of coffee they've drunk, and even mention how they always deliver on time and on budget. You fill out form after form, What's your budget? What's your budget? Then you find us, Guy Bauer. We are different than the other companies. How? 3 reasons. 1, our stuff works. Like our crowdfunding video for WIN, which had a target goal of raising $50,000 and ended up with more than 600,000. 2, we're really creative, but don't take our word for it. Here's one of our clients to tell you. They're really creative. See what we mean? We can do stuff like this, and like this. Ooh, and this. That's pretty cool. And we can do this. 3, we care. Listen, we understand how much is riding on this video for not only your company, but your career. We're going to guide you through the process of making an amazing video from start to finish. So it's your choice. Work with us, make an amazing video, be the hero of the office, and get a promotion. Or don't work with us. Sure, you'll make a good video, but one day you'll be in some meeting and sit there wondering, what if you went with Guy Bauer, who made a great video?
So I just wanted to quickly pause here before we go to the next one. Do you see the problem? They emphasized the problem. They emphasized why the frustration as a client, what they would be going through. And then they walk them into the saying, hey, you know what? We will take care of all that frustration. And then, but you will be the hero and you will be like the one who solved everything and you will have a better life because you went with them. Right. Again, it sounds please feel free to put it in the chat if you think that, oh, Jen, I don't think this will work for our schools. It's not going to be the same content, but it's going to be a similar structure. Parents are going through challenges. Parents are going through frustration. That's not different. So we need to talk about what frustration are they going through and how would they reach that, right? And then I'm going to give you, I have 2 more videos that I'm going to show you, and then we will take some questions, but you want to be able to be clear. And you see that because it's a story, I don't think anybody lost. Everybody was very focused on what her problem is, and nobody felt bored about this video. It was almost 3 minutes video, but nobody felt, at least maybe you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, is like, oh, I don't know what this video about, I was bored. Then please be honest with me. But most of they did a great job of engaging you into a story. And we go to the next one.
At 6th Avenue Homes, we know you want to be original. We think you deserve the perfect house, a home that feels like you.
In order to do that, you need to buy the right house and then design and renovate it to make it your own.
The problem is the old school real estate model, it just can't get it all done.
And so most people find themselves wasting a lot of time and money trying to find a real estate agent, a design agency, and a construction company to try to bring their vision to life.
We understand your frustrations. It can be confusing. That can be stressful trying to find the right team.
But we believe there's a better way.
It's why we created 6th Avenue Homes, a one-stop shop for buying, selling, design, and renovation in Fort Worth. We have put together a fantastic team of agents, guides, designers, and construction experts. They're all under one roof to make the process simple, easy, and fun.
We've helped hundreds of Fort Worthians already find and create a space that feels like them.
You need someone that gets you. You need a team that you can trust with your vision, budget, and can navigate the whole process start to finish.
Our process is simple. We meet up, we team up, and then we raise our glasses up.
In order to get started, we'll meet up to find out your vision for your original home. And as we get to know you, we'll come up with a simple action plan to bring your dreams to life.
Then we team up. That's where we find that perfect combination of real estate guides, designers, and renovation experts to get your job done.
Finally, we'll raise our glasses up on the front porch of a home that feels just like you.
So schedule your meetup today because life is way too short to live in a boring home.
So you already know the next one is Grammarly, and I'm sure you've seen that before. But so the one that before that, you can see that, that 3-step process. I don't know if you caught that. He talked about the problem. He talked about the solution. He talked about, hey, you know what? You just do this meetup, team up, and, let's raise the glass. And which is obviously it entails a lot more than that, but they're making it simple to invite them into a conversation and say, I see your frustration. That's what we're here is to solve the frustration and take that risk off of you and let us take care of this for you. Right? So that was actually purely story branded. That's a Storybrand client as well. And they just took, we have written scripts after many scripts like that for videos, just by just taking a simple script, and we show you what the template is, and you'll be able to create many scripts like that.
Walks up to you
Oh,
and
I'm
says,
sorry.
We need a video.
We've put together a fantastic.
Hundreds of footworthy and
You need someone that gets you. You need to navigate the whole process from start to finish.
raise our glasses up.
In order original home. And as we to bring your dreams to life.
Then we team up to get your job done.
Find a home that feels just like you.
So schedule your meetup today because life is way too short to live in a boring home.
College easier because students have a lot.
Oh, what happened? I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, did I just stop sharing? All right, give me a second. I'll get this right. 10 seconds and I got it. Let me just.
walks up to you and
Okay.
College easier because students have a lot on their plates. Like Harper, an econ major who piles on the pressure. Grammarly can help her stress less.
This term paper's got to be great. It's a third of my grade.
Your ideas are on the money. Let's make sure they come across clearly with Grammarly. Watch it work. Watch it work.
Wow, that is stronger.
And Avery, an engineering major who runs on ambition and coffee. Grammarly can get her dream job.
My application needs to stand out. They only meet with the top candidates.
If you want to make a good impression and nail your delivery, use Grammarly. You don't want to pull another all-nighter, do you? Now that's taking it to the end zone. Yeah. Oh, touchdown with Grammarly. And Blake, an education major who knows what he wants. So you're going to be a school teacher.
Yeah, but first I need to get my senior thesis over the finish line. I keep repeating the same words.
Let Grammarly help you find the right words faster. Grammarly, do your magic. And you did it in one place. Grammarly means better results. That's why it's the writing tool selected by 3,000 schools and universities. Try Grammarly for free by clicking the blue button. Class dismissed. Go on. Download Grammarly today. Blue button.
Awesome. Okay, I hope that was helpful. Those two, I wanted to share those videos because so that I can kind of give you guys a guidelines on what is happening and how do you like structure this. You're like, this is a lot of information, but how do you put together this, right? And again, it does take a lot of work on getting the script right. But when we get it right, it's actually very rewarding to see how people are able to easily engage and have a conversation with us, right? So you guys can unmute now, and you know what, if you feel comfortable, ask any questions. I know I don't want to take just 5 more minutes and I'll let you guys go.